Hi, I'm Tim Denman, Senior Editor of RIS News, and I'm here with Bill Garcia from TableForce.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Bill. And Bill just got off the stage at our RES event here in Laguna Beach, and he gave a wonderful presentation on the art of negotiation. And one of the things you talked about was the 3 Bs of negotiation. I wonder if you could tell us what those are.
Sure. I talked about the basics, the buying game, and bargaining. In the basics, we say try, plan, and raise the bar. In any negotiation, whether I'm buying a car, a boat, a piano, or $1 million software package, I need to be willing to try. I know it sounds simple, but it isn't. We have to make the effort to try. We need to plan how we're going to negotiate, and we need to raise the bar. And that means expectation impacts outcome. All the research has proven out that those that set higher expectations do better, and those that set lower expectations obviously do less well.
You mentioned a few times you have to listen to the voice in your head. That's the most important aspect of negotiating. What should that voice be saying to you?
Sure, and that voice in the head is that little voice that stops us from trying. So the second part of the presentation was the buying game, and there's lots of clues on whether or not I'm selected as a seller or whether the buyer is telling the seller they're selected. So we need to look for those clues. If I'm selling stuff, is that little voice telling me I'm selected, or is that little voice telling me I better make concessions? And if I'm making concessions, is it the smart time to make a concession? Am I getting something in return for those concessions? And if I'm the buyer, we need to be listening to the clues in our head. Am I giving too much information to my seller, giving them too much power? That little voice drives all our behaviors. It drives a willingness to try, and it also drives the negotiations. And then the last part of that presentation was the bargaining, of course. Never give without getting. If I say yes, say if I say no, say but. Try to make everything conditional.
Now, your presentation, like I said, was wonderful, and it was filled from top to end, top to beginning with just tip after tip after tip. If you had to narrow it down to one tip, one best practice, what is it for negotiating?
So the golden rule of negotiating is to never give without getting, ever. If you say yes, say if. And that works for both buyers and sellers. If we make everything conditional, we'll create more value for both sides, and everyone will do better in the negotiation.
Thank you, Bill.